Alright, welcome back. I think we're pretty far into it now. I think we'll be here till the end. So, job to do, doors to open, levers to clear, machines to fix, orbs to mend. What does that mean for us? Well, car, meat, crank, jar, hammer, chipper, KG going through the wormhole. I'll take that action. I wonder what machinery it wants us to fix. The ladder broke during the ascent. It's not possible to climb back down. Good to know we don't have to go back down. Did they get their rubs? They are outside. I did not see them during the break. So Jazz also hasn't eaten her food. It's dog stuff, but I've been feeding Jazz upstairs instead of down. Since I'm not there to monitor it, I've been all but convinced that she's giving away some of her food to Lonnie. She'll eat a little bit and then walk away, and eventually Lonnie will move in on it. I've been feeding Jazz upstairs, but when I play games in the dark, she comes up here and balks at it being dark. I guess she'll eat later. I haven't seen her much today. This is the probably worries you. Misbehave. Maybe you should be worried. I don't know what machinery we need to fix, so there's that. Machinery for the levers. What machinery, don't know. Light and extra light. But I'll ask a question or two soon. C-Star, only one. Only one. Make it through. This saw is cosmetic. We can't. So, don't tell me we can actually saw something with it, because that would be awesome. I think the saw is cosmetic. Where are you in the game? Which area? I believe this is called a four-letter.
You're a good boy, Doctor.
Four-letter
I
word.
appreciate your company.
It connects. I can tell you what it connects to. Agrippa needs to shut up. The chancel from the area before the chancel. So we've gone into the chancel and come back to the. We can go there again, and I can tell you the name. It's probably adjacent to the torture chamber. We need to get into the torture chamber, and while it might seems to me like the torture chamber's out there with Agrippa, it could be behind the doors, the heavy doors that we haven't opened. Hey, Colonel. The nave. Yes, that's it. The nave. Got it. I'm not going to head up into the chancel again, but there's an electrified hallway, there's a depression for an orb, there's a couple different paths, and we get stalked up there sometimes. Such filth, he thought. Good men can safely cheer their departure, as they are nothing but a burden to mankind. They shall not be minced. So we're in the nave, and I've looked through these cells. They seem like cells to me. I've looked through the cells and found a couple items, nothing special. Or I don't remember where we found the meat or the bucket of tar, but we have meat and a bucket of tar. Those are our newest items.
Maybe
Ah, you again.
And
You
Agrippa
should
won't
hurry.
shut up, and we have
No
two
time for
doors that we
sitting
can't
around.
open. I think the levers upstairs open these doors, but the levers won't work because the machine is broke. I don't know what machine. Now that sounds like
You're
machinery.
a good boy, Tiger. And I appreciate your confidence.
What's this?
But I believe you have
Wow,
more
hold
important
on.
things to take care of.
Hold on, what's this? What do I do with this?
You should hurry, Daniel. No time for sitting around.
I found something. Woo! Are you fucking kidding me? Just like that?
You're a good boy.
Snap!
And I appreciate your confidence.
Agrippa,
But
can
I
it?
believe you have more important things to take care of.
It was the sound in the end. Props for the sound design in that case is what did it. Machinery, where's the machinery? Hey, what's that sound? That sounds like machinery. But I had to be thinking out loud while standing there to make the connection. It didn't click until that moment that I was hearing the machinery I was looking for. Let's see if there's a couple doors open down there now. Or what? The message is gone. Doors are probably open. Yay! Yeah, Darth. That was difficult for you as well.
Daniel, you have gone too far.
It didn't stand out
I have
until
to
it did.
stop you. I can't let you proceed any further. I'm sorry, my friend.
Agrippa, shush!
You got the doors open? Good going. I knew you could do it.
What? Hey now. I'm gonna drop a rock on whatever the hell's in there. Lets me, I can't pick that rock up. I see. It looks like the rope's not attached to anything. Let's see if anything comes back up on the rope. Maybe we didn't go down far enough. We'll have to attach something to the rope. There you go. All the way. Meat. Maybe we can put meat on the rope and see what comes up. Fishing. Well fishing. Oh, I'll be thrilled if this is a thing. It's a thing! don't really want to know what's coming out of the hole, but that is awesome. This is why don't I try tying the string to the meat? Oh! Oh! There's a bone. The remains. What? Thank you. Here's dessert. Okay. Jump in. You jump in. You jump in. Why don't you do it?
You should hurry, Daniel. No time for sitting around.
Agree, but you need to shut up. Is she dead? Agrippa channels Vyre. Vyre taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reason for my efforts, and still he insists on me releasing Agrippa. How an enlightened man can show such lack of compassion in a seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, as he is and has been for centuries my only link to the worlds beyond. Vyre claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first, so he, too, can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige, but how am I to part from him if my return might be denied? I know what they are capable of. I have seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling, but I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him, Vyre told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae, and tampter. The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I can find the internal gland from a large specimen. Large mushroom? The choir seems to be a fertile ground for this sort. I should then be able to extract its contents with the proper tools. The vitae should be extracted as usual from any agonized human victim's blood. I just need large amounts to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Wonder if we'll use our own. We've been pretty well tortured. Or maybe we'll have to torture someone else and use their blood. I don't think Agrippa has much left, but who knows what we'll find. Tampter, on the other hand, will prove more difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water-dwelling cairn. We'll have to address Vyre with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. Oh, the creature's down there. Okay. So that's what we just encountered. Tampter, the remains. Secretion. It's a property of the secretion. So the remains we have probably have that secretion on it. I think we already have Tampter. One note speaks of a mixture made with 3 ingredients. Bone is covered in mucus, secretions, Tampter. So we need a mushroom, the right sample from a mushroom, and we need maybe some of our own blood. So I don't have a needle anymore, so Let's see what we encounter. I can light in here so I don't go totally insane while I'm looking around. What's that little candle? There's a memory there. In court, the Order of the Black Eagles spew their politics at each other while I sit quietly in place, willfully forgotten. Once in a while, someone will notice me and lose themselves in a silent cower before regaining their senses. They all know I am the one and the same Alexander who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. I've seen them take their fathers' places, and they too will grow old and pass away, while I remain the same, aged not by time, but by anguish. Choir. Oh, I mentioned the choir for mushrooms. Been alright. The controllers been alright. I was reminded that Game Wisp sound effects are broken again. I need to get a fresh token for the bot or Game Wisp. So I'm sorry about that. That came up the other day, yesterday maybe, and I forgot to check.
15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer.
And I think we
Hurry.
need it.
Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Take the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come.
Eat the lines.
Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines. Paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Now you see. I did well. One life for another.
I think we
You hear
actually
me,
cut ourselves.
Guardian of the Orb? I did all this for you. Now, once
think
more,
we cut
withdraw
ourselves.
your shadow from my domain.
I don't know. I think that was more than a vision. I think we took our own or something. Yeah, but Darth, it is, although I don't know what it is. It's...
Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
No? Okay. That was all a vision. I thought we might end up after the vision with the blood that we needed, the flesh. No, we're just crazy. That's all. We're just crazy. Same shit, different day. After the men had secured the prisoner, the ritual began. I can't climb up on the table. On the other one again, was there any? Oh, wow. Wow. Huh. Yeah, there was a door, I didn't go in that I remember seeing and thinking I'll come back to it, and then I didn't go into it. Bet you we need to go back there. What is this? The choir main hall. The thick liquid spread across his tongue. He swallowed excessively to consume every drop. He looked through the window at the widespread forest and the morning sun. Will this ever end? Thought.
What
for
are my
large
intentions,
mushroom?
Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Flies in a sarcophagus or Iron Maiden or something. Iron fucking Maiden! Jesus! Yup. Me too. Well, I didn't know that was coming. I was thinking Bill and Ted shtick, and hey, it's a piece of the orb finally. All right, we gotta look more carefully. I may have missed some. Well, that was a jump scare, for what it's worth. The forger stood absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light made its way inside. A myriad of spikes pointed at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip just for a moment. His knee jerked and he felt blood trickle down his leg. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize his eye had ruptured and begun to leak. balls again.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure
Hey,
channel.
Edge, rock and roll. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. Sub through Twitch Prime. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub support, Edge. Hey, Ben. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Now, one piece of orb. RBG, if you're out there. I see what you did there. Pretty noped out. Well, I think I'm getting good and lost, but I thought something was stalking me, so I just decided to book it. I don't know where we ended up. We'll figure that out next. This looks almost passable. Side. Maybe nothing. Oh! Can I actually get up there? What? Okay then. Go. Wherever this is, let's go. Daniel does.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
Yeah, Darth. Yeah, Darth. It's like they're doing a top 10 torture, but they're not just doing the list. They've very creatively described, hey, orb, individual examples of those methods in such great detail. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his leg stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. Gilly, Mr. Gilly Star. I had not made the connection, but that's very close. Said that guy Vincent Price is dead, and that is basically the same cadence, same presentation. I mean, Vincent Price didn't work on this game, but what you heard was sounded familiar. I think you were right. Often imitated. They won't stay together. More appropriate workspace is needed before the tar can be applied. So the tar makes sense, more appropriate workspace, and I think there'll be at least one more piece of the orb. Maybe two more pieces. Enjoy Stranger Things. I'm rewatching the first season before checking out the second. Edge. Have fun. Enjoy those dumplings too. Dumplings sound good. Thanks for popping up. Thank you very much for the extra support. Catch you around when you're around. Really mapping this area out in my head. I might recognize pieces of it that we've come to before, but this trench in the middle is... There might be more than one trench. I'm not even sure. I've not seen the new it yet, Darth. Choir entrance, choir main hall. Is that where we started? I went left. Let's see if this is where we started or if this is another part of the choir. Choir main hall. Mixture, 3 ingredients, and I think we have the one that was supposedly hard. Garth, I think it was you mentioned that you had picked up the other ingredients, so I'm guessing they're back there. That's cool, except the choir. The choir was mentioned. Let's look at the notes here. The choir was mentioned. Okay. Poisonous fungi. The choir seems to be a fertile grounds for this. with the proper tools, we should be able to extract its contents. So somewhere in the choir, fungi. We don't have the paralyzer yet. Vitae, agonized human's blood. We keep going through the torture rooms, but we haven't collected any blood. I have a glass jar. We haven't collected any blood. I think we have the Tempter after stumbling into the well and just putting the meat on a string. That was fantastic. So we actually have the Tempter, which he says will prove more difficult. Fire main hall. I feel like the paralytic should be out here. Fungi and the correct tools. Those will prove to be. Maybe we won't have the tools when we find the fungi. Let's try going straight this time. I went left when we first came in. I've wandered around. I think this is the bridge we came across. We're leaving this area a minute ago. There was a bridge somewhere else. Okay, that's where I crossed. Hey, I think I found the fungi. Whether or not we have the tools. Colony of poisonous fungi. The tissue is quite soft and should be possible to break open. Let's try our hammer and chisel. Yay! Yay! Poison gland. We got the paralytic. Nice. Ow! Seriously? Traitor did not know what to think of the brass bull as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was about to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. Yeah. Hey. Lars himself. Thank you for sharing. The person who created the Brazen Bull was the first person to be used in it. That its name, the Brazen Bull. That is pretty cool and disturbing. 3 pieces of orb. Poison gland. It's a mucus. And back before we came down into the choir area, I don't know what to name the place I'm thinking of, but there was a door I neglected to go in. Went one way. I looked around the corner, there was a door. I backed up and went into a side room. We did something and left. And past that room, there was a door I never opened. And I think maybe that's where we needed to go. Let's check here. Ha! Well, that's dedication. Researched torture method. After playing this game, research torture methods. Extracted from any. Maybe that's what we just did with the brazen bull. Maybe we could find the output and somehow capture the distilled vitae. Okay. There. Bull was back there. Let's backtrack for a second. The bull hooked up to this pipe, which goes up. That's all. It goes up. There's nothing else in here, I see. It's gonna be rough if we end up needing another orb piece. If I leave and we need another piece, but 3 looks and sounds about right. You know, Lars, that is the correct use of the phrase morbid curiosity. For all the times that phrase is misused, that's the correct use. If any of these pipes correspond to the bull, beyond me. Should have kept track of the way out. When we came back in, I should have kept track of where we were. I think it might be this way. Choir entrance. We came into the choir for the paralytic, and we got the paralytic in a part of the orb. 3 ingredients, 3 areas, 3 parts of the orb. I'm banking on that for now. And we're just missing 1 ingredient because I didn't finish exploring one of the areas. Which area was that? I don't remember. Let's see. It wasn't these side rooms, though. Different area. Back to the nave. Had gone too far. The man was suffocating as he could no longer breathe properly between the lashes. Displeased, he started to look for the Damascus rose oil. There's a memory in that cabinet. No! Agrippa, no! Agrippa, no!
Listen carefully. Alexander is working on opening a gate.
Alright, we'll listen to it one more time. What do you
It's
have
where
for
he
us?
wants to go. If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge.
Portal first,
Let him
revenge
pass the gate
after.
then. Please, find the ingredients and prepare the tonic via the scribes. And do so before you assemble the orb. The barrier keeping you from the inner sanctum will only be breached for a short time. Unless everything is taken care of before mending the orb. You won't be able to save me.
I don't want to save you. You're pretty irritating. That was the well. Okay, yep. We'll get there. This was the door. This was the door I didn't open. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Transept. So hopefully the transept has something we're looking for. Carefully cutting the man open made him think. This is how Father must feel about his craft. Being an artisan, relying on one's skill to perform something so delicate, grants a certain form of pride.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one. Prepare him.
Sound of sawing. Found another torture room. I don't have a lot of tinder. We don't have a lot of tinders. Here's a tinder, but I'm not even gonna use it. Let's take it. Oh, another piece of ore. Okay. How much for 3 pieces of The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flooding from his belly. The saw between his legs had lodged itself in the hip and wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back and waited for the victim to drain. Understandable there. Misbehave. That's horrible. A lot of horrible here. That. There. Okay. Wait. We didn't get any ingredients though. I came up here thinking we might get the ingredients. Can we still? What's here? There is something here. The grate covers a drainage pipe. Come on. Blood cannot be reached. Find a way to lower the vessel to collect the blood. Ah, don't be silly. Come on. Reach. Use your arm. What? That's silly. How far down is it? This is foiled by what? Let's try that one more time. Maybe it's a lot further than it looks, but the blood cannot be reached. Find a way to lower the vessel to collect the blood. You have no arms in this game. That's why we have no arms, of course. That's right. First, I thought we were a hunchback when the game began. Now I'm leaning towards apparition. No arms, no legs. A way to lower it. Well, there's string everywhere. A way to lower the jar. We're supposed to use the jar. A little silly to anyone else that we can't just... There's literally string in the rope in the room. And the task is to lower the jar because we can't reach. And there is rope in the room, but the rope isn't a thing. The rope isn't a thing. Saw this apart. That's a bit silly, but oh well. Rope isn't a thing. We're hallucinating badly in the dark here. Yeah, a lot of weapons in the game, but you can't attack or kill either. Yep. Fair point. Came in? No, we came in on the staircase. Came in on the far side of the room. More doors here then. Wow. D-Star, off to bed? Off to Nightmare Land? Well, think happy thoughts. Control your dreams. You are the Dream Master. Good night, C-Star. Sleep well.
Find her!
The pellet with the poisons in the vessel with the pestle. The chalice from the palace has the brew that is true, right? Oh, look, it's string we're allowed to use, as opposed to all the string we could have made out of the rope in the... Notes on torture. There are quite a few things to be said about torture. I had figured that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have a very similar approach to dealing with physical pain and the terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out in fits of violence where their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care has been put into breaking the victim, this should not be a problem. But it will also hinder the effect I am after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed, proceed by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, and then to continue with the actual act. The point of presentation is to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient, as it will trigger itself into greater fear simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will prove more efficient if the process can be sustained. Also, apply the pain in doses, if possible with breaks to let the body settle. Can you take one more? If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once, wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to produce the vitae and saturate the blood with its properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that all will be for naught. Before this happens, feed them the Amnesia drink, and try again later. Thank you, come again. Is it you, my love, I miss the most, or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become, I'm not blind. I'm a monster to them, a demonic sultan perched on a dark mountaintop. There's little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time, it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. face only a mother could love. Came in there. First door. Is there not one over here? I might have this backwards. Might have come in over there, gone into that door first. I haven't gone in there yet, and I haven't gone in there yet. Yeah, candles burn forever. Take one of those.
The crate.
Alright,
It is ready.
Good.
You're a man! How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man! It was an accident!
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault! Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
Yeah, Tuesday is Halloween here in the US. We'll be playing Resident Evil 7 with the IR cam in the dark. One sitting, about 12 hours.
Whatever you want! Anything! I'll do anything! I'm innocent!
What the hell is this? I don't know this one. Lowered on. The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. No thanks. Yeah, couldn't I grab some of these extra lanterns? The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave away to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. Make our way back to one of the other torture rooms. But which was it? This one, I think. Got the string. jar. Our sanity. Dot, dot, dot. It'd help our sanity a little bit, though. Head is pounding, hands are shaking. But we have a glass jar of blood. Probably gonna need a proper workspace. Can't add anything directly into the blood. The substance needs to be purified first. Go back and check with Agrippa. A tonic made to save him. A mixture made with 3 ingredients. We have the ingredients now and 4 pieces of orb. Well, let's go back to Agrippa. Tamalak, it's that time for you. Calling it a night. Thanks for hanging out today. Sleep well. And I hope we see you on Tuesday. Monday, I will probably take an extra... I rarely take an extra day off just to do that, but between this and Resident Evil 7, I hadn't planned anything. Maybe I'll pop up on Monday, but I hope we see you Tuesday for Halloween for Resident Evil 7. You don't have to. I'm thinking about where we're gonna mix this. Might it be in this area? Let's go check in with the group. Generally true, Tamalak.
Was there something else? Looks like you cleaned out the choir. Head for the transept and find the rest of the ore pieces.
Okay, does that mean I don't have all the orb pieces? We were just in the transept. I'm missing the remaining orb pieces can be found in the transept. Alright, we don't have them all. It is what it is. Back to the transept. If we need to run over tonight to finish this, that's fine, we will. It's Saturday night. Little commentary on stream scheduling in general. I'm aware, and no one has mentioned it in a long time, and that's cool, that we used to have streams that started later and ran a lot later. Surgery and all that changed things, and I like how the schedule has been playing out this year. I'd like to have some nights where we run later. I miss those. I miss playing games through the night. And then more days where we start earlier. We used to have pretty regular 12-hour streams where we start early. But we'll be doing that on Tuesday for Halloween, but it's on my mind. It's always on my mind. I'm not going to be radically changing this schedule, but we might start to have some more that run late by design. Jim, your head's still going? Sorry, your head's still going? Probably not chemtrails. Colonel, what if we are Alexander? Well, considering there's amnesia drugs and the messages we've found are telling us who we are, I can't rule that out. We've got to retrace our steps. I'm missing at least one orb piece, so the remaining orb pieces are in the transept. We've listened to that, checked the drawers. Okay, I don't think there's an orb piece up here. This was where we got the blood. Yep. Double check it for orbs or bits. Don't stand out that much. This might have been, there was one over in the corner, one of these torture rooms. I played Morrowind, no. I haven't ever played it. I've only watched a little of it too. Okay, next. Barry, hey Barry, how you been? Wow. Are looking for orb pieces. Daniel does not like this room. Speaking of head ringing. Okay, I don't see an orb piece in this room. Right, back over this way. Agrippa straight up said this area. The remaining pieces are in this area. Our journal now says it too, so. You jumped out of your seat yet? Yes, at least once. Hey, I didn't open this. Hey! What's there? The Iron Maiden jump scare. Random British gamer appears to have clipped that, and he tweeted it, and so that's there. I also jumped out of my seat a bit at a resub from Kimberly earlier. KG, I now have 5 pieces of orb, and I'm going back to Agrippa to see if that's everything. I think he will say it is. Says the remaining orb pieces can be found in the transept, and maybe there's more. There's more. Pretty quick to get back there. You need 6. Okay, you think. Well, let's get confirmation. But,
Daniel, good to see you. You're a good boy, Daniel. And I appreciate your compliment. But I believe
Must
you
be
have
right.
more important things to take care of.
Must be right. The remaining pieces are in the transept. I thought I'd double-check the transept pretty good. Found that cabinet. But there is yet another. Colonel, only one to make it through. Oh, Colonel was the only one on the trip, and you made it through. Alright, well, Agrippa was pretty clear on we're not having enough pieces. You need to tell me how many pieces there are, but alright, there's 6. There's 6. I hope I wasn't asking out loud how many pieces there were. Maybe I was thinking out loud, but no, Agrippa's been pretty good about telling us. I can't stand him. He's been pretty good about telling us what we need to do here. And I think I found a piece in here. But I no longer know where to double check in the transept. I could light this up. Forget. This is... That was a pretty big piece too. And once opening, once the cabinet was open, it really stood out. The other pieces that have been on the ground barely stood out. So we checked there, we checked there. We found that piece, the last piece we found here. And we're still missing one. There wasn't a door over here. I've gone upstairs twice and not found an orb piece up there. If you think you can help me find it without looking it up, looking around the environment, look around the environment with me as I walk around. If you have an idea about where to check that you didn't look up, let me know. Let's put our heads together and try to find this last orb piece. But I want to put our heads together for a moment, not our Googles. Fair enough. So, maybe if we rub this lamp, a genie will come out and we can wish to finish. Kind of seems like this room would be a good place to find an orb. Just haven't. Check the drawers. We got the memory in there. That's not the orb bit. You would guess they're hidden in the torture rooms. Well, we were told they're in the transept. And there's only 3 torture rooms in the transept, right? We've just revisited them all. We need to check them again, I guess, since I didn't find anything on the rafters. These are the 3 doors. 1, 2, 3. We checked behind those sacks in one of the torture rooms. It's worth another look. It's definitely worth another look. I don't remember which one has the sacks. I don't think it's this one. Better check them all. Candelabra. The bucket. The grate where we got the blood, the saw. I think there was an orb piece over in this corner before. Not sure, but another bucket. I think this had a tinder in it. So, if anybody saw an orb piece in there, shout at me. This one again. It's the one with the sack. So it would be awesome if you nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it! I was so close to moving those sacks before too. If you go back on the video, you'll see me look at those a few times, and maybe I even moved one. Maybe I moved one. One little... Awesome. That was just... See? We put our heads together.
I see that all the ore pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vire's tonic before attempting to mend the ore, there might still be a chance for you to save it.
We have the ingredients too.
Please, my faith is in your heart.
But we have to refine them or do something with them. So let's see. One option is to put the orb back together. We have tar and orb pieces. We also have the 3 ingredients: a poison gland, saliva from a creature that has the 3rd ingredient, and the jar of blood. So somehow we need to combine these. The bell ringing might have been the orb. Hey, that might have been. You'd be right. Can't add anything directly to the blood. Substance needs to be purified first. So the note's not on the orb, but on this is about the ingredients. It doesn't really say what we do with it. Extract the contents. Proper tools. We've got the gland. We need to extract the contents. We've got the vitae. We need to distill it. We've got the tempter and the mucus. This is not an interactive object, so I can't put...
I know I have no right to ask anything of you, but if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vire's tonic before attempting to mend the ore, there might still be a chance.
God, you have the mucus.
Please, my faith is in your heart.
Got to get away from Agrippa. Either way, I can't listen to this guy. All right, let's think about this together. Where would we work on this stuff? I'm not ready to go back into the chancel. When we reassembled the orb, maybe we need to assemble it over there, but this is a potion for Agrippa. I feel like we should have a clue about where. You doing S7? A tonic made from those things. Where can we refine these things? About repairing the orb. Salvage some of its power. Final ritual. Oh, it even said 6 parts there. Hey, by the way, I didn't remember that being here. I was already gripe over it, but it was actually here. 6 parts. 6 parts. It said 6 parts. Potion before orb.
I see that all the ore pieces you need. I
does not know how to
right
shut
to
up.
ask anything of you.
Down this way. It's the choir. Choir. I don't think we need to go back into the choir. Choir is where we got the fungus. We're doing the work to distill this stuff. I think those hieroglyphics are gonna help. Sturdy bottle. Darth, how was Dishonored 2, you ask? I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought the story was good, the gameplay was excellent. It was a lot of
I see
fun.
that all the ore pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you, but if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vire's target before attempting to...
I think we might not have all the ingredients. It still says a mixture made with 3 ingredients. I think we have the ingredients and they're just not refined. So there's something we need to do that'll check off number 2 there. Number 1 and number 2. We make the mixture, we take it to Agrippa. That's 1 and 2. Then we fix the orb and go to the chancel and finish this. So where do we make the mixture? Where do we refine the ingredients? If anybody has any thoughts, guesses, something they didn't look up. I think you just have to trigger an event or something. I agree, but maybe we need to find the right place for it. A workbench or there was a laboratory that's blocked off. There was a laboratory that's blocked off with wood. Where was that? Was that upstairs? Can we get in there? Now, I couldn't get through before. If you like the first Dishonored, I do think you'll like the second. You should be safe. Don't think that'll be a problem. Hey, this door was blocked, or was it this one? Let me check. This one was, that one won't budge. Maybe it was in an earlier area. We can't go back down the well. Maybe that boarded up laboratory door was in a different area. Unrelated. Can't go back down here. Can't open that. And that's a dead end. Whatever it is this way. Down here. But it's not at the bottom of the stairs. There's nothing else down here I've found. So, coming back out here. Reaper, no.
I see you have all the orb pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you, but if you could find it in your heart to gather the...
Alright, where might we trigger this? The cells in here, we haven't been in a while, but they're just cells. As far as I know, there's nothing else there. We could check out the chancel one more time. Maybe there's something in the chancel. Do it in here. Chancel's where we need to place the orb once it's repaired. Maybe that boarded up door was off the chancel too. Daniel, don't shit your britches now. Okay, that's good reason to shit your britches! Sleep. No tears. Just dreams. I don't like this loading noise sounds. I didn't really read that. Hazel spent all summer in bed. Fucking kidding me? What? Guess that was supposed to happen. We've been imprisoned. This is
Quite frankly,
fucking
I'm
splendid.
Not sure what to do with you. I hold no grudge against you, Daniel. We are so very much the same, you and I. Did you really drink from the amnesia mixture?
They didn't strip us of gear.
It does explain so much of your behavior. You never did finish what you set out to do. You talked about redemption, how you would face the orb's shadow and save our work, and me. I will grant you another chance to redeem yourself. You can wait here and stop the shadow. Thank you, friend.
Solid metal and in good shape. This is no use. Huh. Well. Can't be combined by hand. According to the note, the tonic has to be made with care. Won't stay together. We have tar, but we're supposed to make a mixture before, so I'm not going to try to assemble the orb. Not really going to try to assemble the orb yet. A well out there. There's a hole in the bar. I don't know if we could hit anything through. Yeah, I can fit something through. What am I doing with this? I don't know. Toss the bucket into the well. Hey, let me out! Let me out! Bye, bucket. Now I've got nothing to poop in. Yeah, this would help. A wooden crank. Torch. Well, I could try assembling the orb. The last time it said I don't have a place for it. Or appropriate workspace is needed before the tar can be applied. At least we got that out of the way. Slight headache, that's all. Yeah, what do you think? Maybe we just need to go insane. And then something will happen? Alright. Alright. Just had to crack a little bit. Head is pounding and hands are shaking. Maybe we'll have to be in here a little longer. Go a little crazier. Don't mind if I do. On the ceiling. Yeah, if you're just spitballing, if you're just guessing, yeah, hit me. Right now, all I've got is waiting. Wait, what was that? I saw a hand. Thought I saw a hand. Yeah, what is it? That. Oh, look. Son of a bitch. Okay. Picked up the iron bar. And then maybe that too, yeah, maybe even that too. I can't really pick up the bed, but I can kind of drag it. The iron bar over here. Use it that way. Maybe I can break this one too. One looks busted. Can't seem to grab that one. Trying to go through. When I crouch, maybe this just needs to be in a better position. The bed really doesn't drag well. It moves, but it doesn't move easily. Stubborn. That's worse. Fun. Come on, bed. Right up against it. Just in case that's what we need. Go! God, you're stubborn. Oh. Let's hope you don't need that bucket. Let's hope. Come on! Oh, we're going even crazier. I mean, we got the metal bar. That's a thing. But maybe the metal bar is not going to get us out. Maybe we'll just need it. Seems like we should be able to break this other one. That one was weak. Bang on it, something. When we go a little crazier, we'll see what happens then. What else could that bar be used for? And I have not been able to pick up this, I've not been able to pick up that little end table at any point. Can't move this any more up against it. Rip the wall out with one of your items attached to those chains, maybe. Something. Anything. It just does not want to go flush up against the wall. Is there any weak spots in the walls? What's that in the corner? Is that something? Oh, it just looked a little different. I was looking out here when I found the bar. I was just panning around, looking through the hole, and I noticed I could grab it. We broke it free. Now we have a metal bar that doesn't seem to do us any good. I no longer have access to the lock. Jumping through that does kind of make sense. It's just not, doesn't seem to be a thing. If I were trapped in here, I'd get out. You think it's timed? Well, it's either timed, or it's not, and no soon enough. What about this one? Can we break this one? We need to waste more time on it. Can't use this item this way. Not loose enough. Oh, don't be a dick. We have so many ways out. We got enough room to get out right now. We've got a bar. Enough. Don't waste your time. Boo. Let's just past it. Is there something else there? There's something else. A chair. A chair? A fucking chair! It just bounced away. Haha! That might have helped us get out. Holy shit, there was a chair. Gone now. Did you try moving the table since it's taller? Hey, mystery novel. I've never been able to grab it. Not once in this area have I been able to grab the table. Two bars we've been able to wiggle so far, but not this one. This one we can wiggle, but it says quit wasting your time. The one up here we wiggled and broke. I now have it, but what can we use it on? I can't seem to use it on anything in here. We can use it on anything out of there. Can you crouch and jump? Stuck. Can you crouch and jump? Sort of. Crouch and jump. I feel like I'm perched. Have you checked all the bars? Thought I had. We've wiggled 3. Or I've looked at 3. This one broke, this one won't move, this one wiggles, but it says don't waste your time. Any more I can touch? Something on the ceiling, maybe. There's stuff on the ceiling. But it's the same stuff that's all around in here. I expect when the shadow takes us and we die, we'll have another crack at this room. Hey, look what now is higher up. The crap that's growing underneath this. If we could just get it perched up here, but I can't actually lift the bed. I can only push and pull it. It almost looks like we could get out with that right there. You bastards. Why won't he even try using the iron bar we pulled off to work the next one over? We're down here. Work that one. Cannot use this item this way. I've tried crouching up there. Please. Maybe this needs to happen.
I'll never tell you.
It so looks like we're not. We're up there. We're totally up there, but we're not getting through. Right. We didn't get a normal death message.
Thank you, my friend. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. You will be celebrated forever.
What? I failed. We lost. That's it? What? What? Don't say anything. Don't explain. Nobody explain. Nobody explain. Nobody explain. Don't say a thing. You don't make manual saves in this game. That's it. There's no reloading. First of all, there's no reloading. There was continue and save and exit, and So, no matter what we might figure out now, or find out now, or wish we could go back and do, I think it's done. So there's that. There's that. This, but obviously that's not right. We didn't go back. I never used the orb, never assembled the orb, never potion, agreed. So much unfinished. I'm honestly surprised that one of the endings is that much of a fail. Like, we didn't do anything we were supposed to do. We lost. We got locked in a cell and died. The end. All that, and we got locked in a cell and died. YR299.